So, sir, for this job, you need to have experience in no sign language in order to get the job. Well, since you know sign language, this job is basically yours. You got the job. Alright, so first off, we got affirming the consequence. It basically means that if someone has one thing and it's the opposite of another thing, or it leads to another thing, that when they have that one thing, it guarantees that the other thing is going to happen. So that it overall just, it uses one thing to confirm a different thing, I guess, without looking at it directly, which is the type of logic is being used here. It's not a good argument, but it at the end of the day works. Well, bud, 2 wrongs don't make a right. The next one is 2 wrongs make a right. It's an old saying that comes from this fallacy. It basically means that if someone does something wrong, like pushes you or takes from you, that the only way to fix it or to make it right is to do the same thing or do something wrong back to them. That's kind of how the logic works in this scenario. So they try to justify the problem. They try to justify them retaliating by the action the first person did to them. So it just kind of, I don't know, just makes sense that way. I mean, yeah, that's the logic.
Is Kobe a Mormon?
I mean, his whole family's really Mormon, so he's got to be a Mormon.
Probably right, bro.
The next one is division. This basically means that when someone's part of a larger group that is involved in something or is known for something in particular, that means that they must be involved in it too. So if you're saying someone's whole family dirt bikes, but one girl doesn't, and someone asks you, you just make the assumption that that person dirt bikes because their whole family does. So it's just a way of making a conclusion based on irrelevant information to the question that confirms a answer.
It's not real.
Well, I mean, there's no evidence that says that he doesn't exist. So then he's got to exist. I mean, that's just how it works. The next one is appeal to ignorance. This basically means that if there's no evidence that something exists or it doesn't exist, you can't prove the other way around. So, like, if you're saying that pineapples grow on trees, but there's no evidence that they don't grow on trees, that automatically makes your statement that pineapples grow on trees correct through this logic of appeal to ignorance. And the other way around would be if you're saying Bigfoot or something crazy like that doesn't exist, but there's no evidence that it does not exist. Wait, no, there's no evidence that it does exist, so then it must be true.
Bro, I'm gonna vote for Trump.
Why?
Bro, just economic boom. Business has been like at the all-time high for people. You know, immigrants are getting new jobs and all such of that. You know.
So you're racist
Wow.
because you're voting for Trump.
Bro, I'm Mexican.
So you're racist. The last and final one is called attacking the person. It basically is when you're arguing about something, and instead of arguing their points of, like, the points in the argument they're making about the topic, like if you're talking about politics and they're making points about laws and stuff, instead of making your points and feelings and thoughts on the laws, you're just attacking the person, calling them out for no reason, calling them names, and it makes no sense for the argument you're doing, but it's a way of using logic to convince someone of your opinion, but Yeah.